Did you know there's an angel whose name is Michael? And this angel has the responsibility to open the gates of bronze and iron? Well, he did just that for Paul and Silas. But let me explain. Paul and Silas were praying in the middle of the night. They were in prison. The doors were shut. The chains were fastened. Suddenly, there was an earthquake. The doors flew open, and every chain was loosed. This is what we read in Acts, chapter 16, verses 25 and 26. And at midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns, and suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken. Immediately the doors of the prison were opened, and everyone's chains were loosened. Now, when I read this passage, I think of a heavy metal band playing in the middle of the night. Not a very nice sound. But Paul and Silas, they weren't making a lot of noise. They were singing hymns. Can you imagine the sound of the jailer and the other prisoners hearing hymns in the middle of the night? They probably thought, who is singing? Who is playing music? What in the world is going on here? And then the earthquake comes. That would definitely wake everyone up. So the doors fly open and the chains are loose. I wonder if anyone else besides Paul and Silas got a little bit freaked out by this. But you know who didn't get freaked out? Paul and Silas, because they knew who was in control. They knew who had the keys to the prison. They knew that it was God himself who had set them free. In fact, Paul says in verse 27, "Then the keeper of the prison, awaking and seeing that the prison doors were open, he drew his sword and was about to take his own life. Suppose that all the prisoners had fled." Now, why did he do that? Because in those days, the guards were held responsible for any prisoner that escaped. So if any prisoner escaped, the guard would take his own life. That was the custom. That was the law. But Paul said to him, "Don't hurt yourself, for we have not done anything wrong." And when he called for light, he examined and saw that they were all still in their cells. His name was Giles, and when he believed, he was baptized, he and his family. Now, after they left the prison, Paul and Silas, they went out through the city gates, through the city walls, and they walked out into the countryside. You can read more about this in the book of Acts, chapters 16 and 17. So I want to ask you, do you believe that God can open the impossible doors in your life? Do you believe that he can shake the chains that are holding you captive? He can break every chain if you will put your trust in Jesus. Well, thank you for watching this video. Till next time, God bless you. And remember, Jesus loves you.